Hello, this is Devin with HDpiano.com, and in today's lesson, I'll be showing you guys how to play Boyfriend by Ariana Grande. Check it out. It sounds like this. 3, 4. Alright, so we're going to get up to that point. That's the pre-chorus in this video, but over at HDpiano.com, you can learn the rest of the song in the remaining lesson videos. Alright, so I hope to see you there after this. Now, you might recognize these changes. You might think it sounds kind of like another Ariana Grande song, and you would be correct. These are very similar to the chord changes used in Thank You Next. Thank you, next, thank you, next, thank you, next. And then it's this one that's different. But we're seeing a lot of the same harmonic material. So if you learn this song or if you learn Thank You Next, there's going to be a lot of crossover. And I would encourage you to maybe even do a little mashup or something like that and try and fuse the two together. So let's get started. Our first chord is G flat in D flat in the left hand, A flat, B flat, and F in the right. We're going to see this a lot. This is basically a G flat major 7. Alright, we're adding a little A flat in there. Alright, now we're going to go to a F7, so very little changing between the hands. G flat and D flat moves down to F and up to E flat. And from here we go to keeping the top two notes on top there, but just dropping these two and switching to an A natural. So just try that transition there. Very jazzy transition. And this really creates this strong sense of tension, which wants us to go to B flat minor. All right, so this is kind of our home base. We're in the key of B flat minor for this song. It's octave B flats in the left, A flat, D flat, F in the right. And then we're basically going to keep this right hand here and bring the left hand up to E flats, add a B flat in there. And it kind of goes between some of these chords here, which is G flat, B flat, D flat, F, or sometimes we'll just see that same voicing as we saw over B flat. So again, we have a 4-measure loop, G flat, major 7, F7 with this flat 13 here, or sharp 5 you could call it, B flat minor 7, and E flat, kind of either the sus or the minor 9. All right, we'll see all of those chords. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that 4-measure loop with, plenty of variation will continue on throughout the whole song. But in these first 4 measures, we're going to kind of emulate that weird glitchy sample that we hear. It's like this weird, it sounds like a vinyl sample that was slowed down or whatever they did to it. Alright, so those are our first 2 measures, and basically we're just starting with a single note and then jumping to the chords. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. We start with B flat, go to the whole chord, and then come down to E flat there. Alright, hitting those 2 notes in our left hand on beats 1 and 3. So 1, 2, 3 E and a 4, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4 and. Alright, so here we just played the A, came up to the full chord, and then took it back down to that E flat again. And we're going to play bum, 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 4 E and a. We're going to slip in one little syncopated hit there in the final beat. So nice and slow, we have 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and a 4, 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4. All right, so that's again starting from B flat and jumping up to that chord. So B flat up to the chord, 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 and then bring it down to C and E flat. And this gives us a brief moment of B flat sus. And then we're going to do more or less the same thing, but with the E flat in the bass. And here we are at the verse. And that's where the melody comes in. So this is a melody version. We're going to be playing the melody in the right hand, but I will make a video that talks about how you can kind of get through this song just using those 4 chords in a variety of accompaniment styles. Something like this, you know. We'll talk about that a little later on, but let's start looking at that melody. One more time though, I'm just going to play that intro nice and slow, steadily, all 4 measures. Here we go. 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4, 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2. All right. So we're going to see a lot of the B flat minor pentatonic, even just B flat natural minor. And we see that in that first pickup there. A flat, G flat, F, E flat, D flat. Just descending down that B flat natural minor scale, jumping down to B flat and coming back to F and E flat. All right. And the pickup there starts on beat 3, the first 16th note after beat 3. 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2, 3, 4 E and a 1 and 2, 3, 4 E and a 1 and 2, 3, 4 E and a 1 and 2. Do it again. Bum 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 bum. 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and again, and a 3 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2. So the first 4 measures pretty much repeat the da 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 da, and the second 4 measures repeat the da 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 da, which is just D flat up to F, back down, jumping down to B flat, and then E flat, F, E flat. And this is the type of thing where I'm going to show you the notes, but I'm relying on you to have a solid understanding of the song from just listening to it a bunch, that you can picture the words. I encourage you to sing those lyrics along while you play the melody. That'll help you make sure that you're kind of nailing the rhythm and delivery. And then we'll add some chords. I want to talk briefly, though, about the rhythm. So she's singing it with a kind of straight 16th feel. It's not like she's not swinging it, but the track itself has definitely this kind of like swing, like hip hop swing feel, very laid back. So I encourage you to kind of find a middle ground where you're not like right? It's not just totally straight delivery, but it's not right? It's just kind of in the middle, so it's a little loose. There's a bit of a lilt to the feel. Right? So there's just a little bit of a feel there, and that's all about groove, and it's all about finding that pocket. So I would just recommend looping like 1 measure at a time and just making sure it feels good. Record yourself, listen back and say, does that feel good? And if so, keep on chugging along. So what's the rest of our 2 hands doing here underneath the melody? We're going to pick up with that little F there. All right, we get into the verse. Now for the verse, we're going to continue trying to kind of emulate that sample we hear in the intro. So we're going to play G flat, F, F, E flat. We're going to go down to F, play the same thing, and then B flat, followed by the same thing, and then just E flat, F, E flat. All right. Now if we add the melody, we're just going to add a chord tone beneath the melody. For our G flat, we're going to add this B flat. Now an A. All right, so you got to play that melody mostly with your top 2 or 3 fingers. That leaves room for your thumb and pointer finger to grab the occasional chord note, chord tone. right, and here we're going to switch it up in the left hand. We're going to start seeing 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So we play the root and the fifth, just like in our first chord. 2 and 3. We're going to take it just down a step to F, C, and F. Apply the same pattern. Take it down to B flat. And here we see this A flat and C underneath the melody in the right. And we just do B flat, B flat. Boom, 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 boom. Here's our E flat minor chord. Same left hand on E flat this time, with G flat and B flat below the melody. All right. So I've effectively demonstrated everything in the intro and the verse, but I want to just go through all of that super slow. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3 from the top, and dun dun bum 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 bum. 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and 3 4 1 E and 2 and 3 E and oops, wrong note there. Start from that measure. Bum 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 bum. 2 3 4 1 2 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 3 4 E and a 1 and 2 ba 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 and 2 and 3 ba 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 da 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 and then we're into the pre-chorus. All right, I'm going to play through it one more time, just a notch or two faster. And then we'll see you over at part 2 at HDpiano.com to learn the rest. See if you can play along. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Alrighty, that's all I've got for you in part 1, but let's head on over to part 2 when you're ready and keep on chugging away at this song. My name is Devin with HDpiano.com. It's been a pleasure, and while you're here, please like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on social media. We'll see you soon.